Good morning, eighth grade math. It's Tuesday, October 27th, 2020. So we're going to go over today, we're going to interpret the unit rate as a slope. Remember that a slope is a comparison of two factors, y and x. The change in rise over the change in run. So it's always easier when you look at it like this, R-I-S-E, R-U-N. Now we can count these or we can find them algebraically. We're going to find them algebraically. So let's find out what a rate is. A rate is a comparison of two quantities that have different units, such as miles and hours. A unit rate is a rate in which the second quantity in the comparison is 1 unit. So we have a storm here on Misty Mountain, and the graph shows the constant rate of change of the snow level on the mountain. Now, you know that's a bunch of hooey because we're not going to be able to have the exact rate, but it's good for a comparison. So find the slope of the graph using the points 1 and 2, 5 and 10. Remember that slope is the constant rate of change. So this is something you're going to need to keep with you. The formula for finding slope. Y sub 2 minus y sub 1 all over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So the change in rise over the change in run. So we have 10 minus 2, y sub 2 minus y sub 1. And if you want to have it less confusing, the x value is always the first one in an ordered pair. These are called ordered pairs. Then we have 5 all over 5 minus 1. So 10 minus 2 is 8. 5 minus 1 is 4. Imagine this is a fraction. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So the unit rate of snowfall in inches per hour, 2 inches per hour. Now let's see if that's true. Here we have inches of rain, or snow, excuse me, and we have time in hours. So 1 hour, 1, 2. 2 hours, 4 inches. 3 hours, 6 inches, and so on. So if you'll see, this is clearly telling us. Find the unit rate of snowfall in inches per hour. Unit rate is 2 inches per hour. And how did I do that? Well, I did it actually two ways. I did it algebraically. That's a big boy word, by the way. And I did it graphically. Compare the slope of the graph and the unit rate of change in the snow level. What did you notice? They were constant. Which unique point on this graph can represent the slope of the graph and the unit rate of change in the snow level? Explain how you found this point. So the unit rate is the amount of snow in 1 hour. So I first use the formula y sub 2 minus y sub 1 all over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. That's all you need to say. The unit rate is the amount of snow in 1 hour. So I first use the formula y sub 2 minus y sub 1 all over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Moving forward, graphing proportional relationships. You can use a table or a graph to find the unit rate and slope that describe a real-world proportional relationship. The constant of proportionality for a proportional relationship is the same as the slope and the unit rate. So here's the example. Every 3 seconds, 4 cubic feet of water pass over a dam. Draw a graph of the situation. Find the unit rate of this proportional relationship. So every 3 seconds, 4 cubic feet. 6 seconds, 8 cubic feet. 9 seconds, 12 cubic feet. 12 seconds, 16 cubic feet. And 15 seconds, 20 cubic feet. So the slope is going to be 4 over 3. 4 over 3. Rise over run. So it says there, without referring to the graph, how do you know that the point 1, 4 over 3 is on the graph? Well, that's the slope. So in 1 second, 4/3 or 1 1/3 cubic feet of water will pass over that dam in 1 second. That is the slope. Slope, unit rate, constant of proportionality. So they want us to graph this. I'm going to take out my handy dandy little highlighter. Tomas rides his bike at a steady rate of 4 miles every 6 minutes. Graph this situation. Find the unit rate of this proportional relationship. So distance in miles is 4. Time in minutes is 6. Okay. Now, this is a constant of proportionality. And there's my graph. 4 miles every 6 minutes. And one thing I like to do, just kind of check my work. Just kind of check my work. So I notice that it's 4 miles every 6 minutes. What's my unit rate? Well, it's going to be 2/3 of a mile, 4/6 of a mile, 2/3 of a mile every minute. So it's 4 over 6, but that breaks down divided by 2, divided by 2, 2/3 of a mile every minute. 2/3 of a mile every minute. So let's see how many feet that is. 5,280 times 2 divided by 3. That's 3,520 feet per minute. 3,520 feet per minute. They didn't ask that, did they? Let's see. 3,520 per minute. About 58 and 2/3 feet every second. About 58 and 2/3 feet every second. That's a lot more than you asked for. Using slopes to compare unit rates. So we're going to do some comparison here. The equation y equals 2.75x represents the rate in barrels per hour that oil is pumped from well A. The graph represents the rate that oil is pumped from well B. Which well pumped at a faster rate? So here's pump B, and here's pump A. So 2.75 barrels per hour. And here's where this intersects in 1 hour. So we want to compare these. So we have 5.5 minus 2.75. We already knew this, okay? Now, use the graph to find the slope of well B. Rise was 10 over 4. So 2.5 barrels per hour. So well A is pumping about 1/4 more barrel per hour than pump B. So we're going to describe the relationships among the slope of the graph of well A's rate, the equation representing well A's rate, and the constant rate of proportionality. So the point one R is on any graph of a proportional relationship where R equals the unit rate. Okay, now it's our turn. So again, when you're reading word problems, put a highlighter in your hand. The equation y equals 375x represents the relationship between x, the time that a plane flies in hours, and y, the distance the plane flies. So we have this plane that's up here, y equals 375x. And this one here, y equals 425x. Notice how I did that, okay? So 425 is greater than 375, okay? I'm going to stop here. I'm going to upload this video, and then I'll do the next video with the guided practice. This morning's Tuesday. The code word is together. together.